Hey guys, welcome to a weekly reading vlog. That's right, I'm going to try and film all week instead of just the weekend. We'll see how that goes. I've just been missing vlogging and I haven't really done that for a while, and I was trying to film some sit-down videos today and I just can't think of any to do. It's like 11:55. I've been like gearing up trying to vlog since about 9 this morning. I get like very nervous to do vlogs, I guess. Like I enjoy sit down videos a lot more than vlogging, just because I feel like for vlogs there's not like a script. Not that I script my sit down videos, but I know what I'm saying. Like if it's a wrap up, I know I'm talking about these books and these books only. I know if it's a haul, I know exactly what I'm talking about. So the vlogs are kind of more up in the air than that, which is nerve-wracking. And then also because I generally don't get like that made up unless I am doing something special or I am filming like a sit-down video. So vlogs is very much like me in bare face, which is a little bit nerve-wracking for me, which is weird and something that I didn't expect when I started my YouTube channel for sure, because again, like I said, I'm pretty much barefaced for most of my life. I'm very self-confident in that fact, and I'm very proud of the fact that I'm self-confident in not wearing makeup, just because it was a journey to genuinely just appreciate and not actively hate myself without makeup and without like having to get ready and get done up to just live my life. So I thought that would translate to camera, and I don't know what it is, but just the fact that like this is going out there to the world. I know the world is not going to see it, but that anyone in the world can see it if they so choose to. It's a very different dynamic than just going to like the store or going to work with no makeup on. Every time I want to film a vlog barefaced, I get very nervous about that. So there's where we are. I don't know why I decided to start with a self-confidence rant before talking about books at all, but here we are, moving on to the reading stuff, which is probably what you're here for. I've been doing pretty well with the Newts Readathon so far. I have a spread in my bullet journal that I'm kind of proud of. I am not an artsy person, or rather like my artistic abilities don't really extend to drawing, if that makes sense. Like I do think I am a creative person, but can't really draw. Not very good at it, but I am really proud of how the spread turned out. These are all the prompts over here, and then these are all the books that I'm planning on reading. I have a lot, so I know I only have to read 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books, but I went ahead and picked a book for every single prompt that I wrote down on here. It is the 19th of August. I have read 4 books this month, and only one of them has been something that I wanted to read for the Newts, because the ability to pick a TBR and stick to it eludes me. So I'm hoping to get back on track with that. The only exam that I've sat is the exceeds expectations, or no, acceptable in Transfiguration, and that was Snot Girl Volume 1, and that was a graphic novel, and I didn't even need to take any Transfiguration Newts, so yeah. I still need to do Ancient Runes, Defense Against the Dark Arts, and History of Magic, just because I didn't understand the rules of Newts first. I added in the arithmancy and the Transfiguration prompts as well. I don't need to do those, but I'd like to go above and beyond and do them, and so far I've only read Transfiguration, which was read a book with LGBTQIA+ rep, and I read Snot Girl for that because I finally got it from the library and it was on a list of graphic novels that had that rep. The first volume didn't really have any, so it's kind of tricky whether that can actually count or not. There's definitely like a glimmer maybe of something that's gonna happen between 2 characters. It didn't happen in Volume 1, so I might try and add on another book for that later on in the month, just because I feel a little weird having that be the book with exclusive rep when it's not exclusively stated. So probably read another one for that prompt, but I am actually working on Ancient Runes Exceeds Expectations, and that is Mindhunter by John Douglas, and that is book written in the past tense. I don't know. I've just been meaning to get to this book for a while, and it's written in past tense. I'm on page 258 out of 375. I don't know how I feel about this book, honestly. I really thought I was going to love it. I thought this had the potential to be like a 5-star book for me. This is what the TV show Mindhunter is based on, actually, and it's nonfiction. It's about John Douglas, who was the special agent that kind of pioneered criminal profiling, which if you've seen Mindhunter or Criminal Minds, that's looking at the crimes committed and kind of figuring out what kind of person would do that, and have a profile so that you can narrow down suspect lists. The science behind that fascinates me. I think behavioral science and criminal profiling is so fascinating, and I was very much someone in high school and college that really enjoyed like the social sciences more than traditional sciences. And so I just think that how certain aspects of crimes and just how crimes are committed, you can really narrow it down and be like, oh, it's the person is going to be, you know, in this sort of job, has this sort of family life going on, is this age range. It's crazy and really cool, and those parts of this book are fascinating, and I would give 5 out of 5 stars too. I don't think I would like John Douglas himself as a person. There are several things in here that he says that like make me very uncomfortable. Just kind of the way he talks about women, and just like some of the victims of these crimes are, I feel like, just a little bit, he very much has a good old boy mentality, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm not gonna scroll through here. I'm not gonna like go through here and find the exact thing, but one of the passages that really kind of bothered me was when he was talking about a 13-year-old victim, and he was saying she's not one of those 13-year-old girls who try and look 18. She actually looked like a wholesome 13-year-old, and gross, right? So there are just like several comments about women, and especially like his women co-workers. I think he's a very smart, well-educated man, and obviously I'm not discounting the things that he has done to help put these very disturbed and horrible people behind bars where they need to be. But I don't like the fact that he's not really victim blaming, but like it's a professional victim blaming. He's not coming outright and saying it, but I kind of like infer it from some of the things he said. Some of the things he said about his coworkers, like one coworker, he just described her as this really gorgeous blonde, but don't worry, she also had other attributes too. Like, you don't need to say that. She's a special agent. Like, we know she's smart. Don't talk for a couple sentences about how hot she is and then be like, oh yeah, she was a good agent too. Weird. And then also he advocates for the death penalty in this, which I just don't think needs to be in this book. And he doesn't really advocate for it as in, here's why I believe in the death penalty. It's the death penalty is the right way, and there's no other, like, it's, you're a smart guy and you're like a criminal profiler, and that's not criminal profiling. Like, the death penalty is something that people argue about, and I do see legitimate reasons on both sides. And I'm not going to share where I fall into it. I just thought it was very strange that he put in here opinion as fact, which is very strange for a book that is talking about how for a very long time, how, you know, these people really had to fight to get criminal profiling accepted as an actual science and not a pseudoscience. It's weird to kind of water down your argument with saying opinions are facts as well. I don't know. So it's like a weird reading experience. I would give his part of it like a 2.5 stars because he also goes into his personal life. Not what I was looking for. The actual Mindhunter parts, the criminal psychology parts are fascinating at a 5 stars. So we'll see once I get to the end of this how I rate this, because right now I have no idea. I could make valid reasons for giving it a 2.5 and I could make valid reasons for giving it a 5 stars. So that's always confusing. Anyway, I have been rambling on for a little bit. I am going to go. I just wanted to do a little check-in, and yeah, I will check in hopefully when I finish this because I don't have a lot of it left to read. And yeah, hopefully pick up another book on the Newts Magical Readathon because I need to get started on actually checking off some of these prompts. So I'm on page 321 of Mindhunter, and it's not gotten any different of a reading experience, perhaps even a little bit worse, because number one, there was a segment where he was describing a person who actually ended up not being the killer in the case, and he was saying how it was very fishy that the person declined taking a polygraph test because he had heard from the media that, you know, they're unreliable and not a very good way of determining guilt or whatever. I felt like he was kind of making fun of him for that, but like, Okay, I have a degree in law. You're not supposed to take a polygraph test, or rather, don't feel like you're obligated to, and most lawyers will suggest that you don't actually take a polygraph test because they're not accurate. That's not guilt. That is, they're just measuring like pulses and stuff like that. So polygraph tests are not accurate. Sometimes they are, but most often they're actually just used as a tool to kind of watch people's like other characteristics and, you know, facial tics and like ways that they react to being asked these questions, not necessarily the polygraph test itself. It's not admissible in a court of law. And I know if I were arrested for something that I didn't do and I was asked to take a polygraph test, I wouldn't do it either. That's not being guilty, that's being smart. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And then the second thing is he was talking about a bleeding heart psychiatrist and just like the kind of contempt that he has for that psychiatrist view that think that people can be rehabilitated is just wild to me. I have no idea what I'm going to rate this book because, again, I think it's fascinating. The actual subject matter is fascinating. I almost wish it had been written by someone who wasn't so directly involved in it because I get it. This is a very heavy job to have, and obviously everyone has their own personal biases, and you know, I really want to read about the criminal profiling part. That's what interests me. I don't really want to read about his life. I don't know, and it's just like I get so invested and I'm reading about a case and it's so fascinating and so interesting to me, and then like a comment will be made like that and just completely take me out of it. I don't know. I'm like really disappointed too because I was thinking this was a 5-star. I don't know. So if you have any suggestions for books that read like Mindhunter but aren't Mindhunter, I think behavioral science is incredibly fascinating and I would love to read more about that, but I don't really care to read. I think John Douglas has at least one other book. I am not planning on reading it. So if you have any suggestions, leave them down below. My reading partner has fallen asleep on me too. So yeah, 321 and 375 is the last page. So I'm gonna go ahead and power through, but I am very disappointed in it. So it's a whole lot later than when I last checked in. It is 9:35. Went to the gym and went to Target to do some grocery shopping and also just some other shopping because you know how Target is. And I thought I'd do a quick little haul, not really book related. But I did see a lot of books that I wanted to get, but I'm kind of waiting for like Barnes & Noble or half-price books, but I did get some cool items that I wanted to share with you guys. So switching over to here, dump them out of my reusable bag. So we have, first of all, I'll do the most bookish related thing first, and that is this little journal that is called, I guess I'll write it down, a journal for all kinds of good and bad stuff. And I thought this was really cute because it has little ghosts in it, which is totally my kind of thing, but it also has like bullet journal pages as well as regular pages, and then like cute little comics. Like I'll show you, they're very relatable. Like this is my sense of humor to a T. So yeah, I thought this was really cute. And I'll probably be using it. I haven't decided if I'm actually going to be using it for like a diary journal or just like a journal for like story ideas and all of that. But yeah, it was too cute to pass up. And it was like, I think $9 or $10. So I love journals. This is a good buy for me. The next thing I got was out of the clearance. So who knows if any other Targets will actually have this. And it was also about $10. It just says More Love on it. It has cute little hearts down the sleeve, and it's like a cropped hoodie, but it's not too cropped, if that makes sense. It's very comfortable, very oversized, and I just thought this would be perfect for fall because I am already in the fall mood, guys, and I live in hooded sweatshirts. In like high school and college, I never wore hoodies. I hated sweatshirts with hoods, so almost none of my sweatshirts have hoods. And then last fall, I just got in a phase where all I wanted to wear was hoodies, and I only had like 2, so I only wore 2 hoodies for most of November and December and January. So I decided to just go ahead and pick up another one. And then the last thing was one of the things that I actually went to Target for. I was looking for Halloween things because I saw other people had Halloween stuff at their Targets, but apparently Indiana is behind on that. But this is a Ouija 3-piece pajama set, but I'm gonna be honest, this shirt probably just gonna try and get away with wearing it as a normal shirt because I love it. So it's like a long sleeved tee. It's got some fuzzy socks that come with it, which are pretty cute. And then it also has a pair of shorts with like the Ouija letters on it. They look really cute. So yeah. I normally just wear like a sports bra or short sleeves to bed along with pajama shorts. So I'll probably use these as pajama shorts. Probably use the top as just a regular top. Yeah, so I'm excited. So nothing too bookish, but I just wanted to share those with you guys, especially the Ouija stuff, because I again saw this on Instagram and I really wanted it. As you can tell kind of from my decor a little bit in the back, it is Halloween every single day at my house. Got that little skull candle here, got my little wall here with one of my bookshelves. You never really see this bookshelf because the lighting is better in the guest room, so I never film in here. But we've got this little skeleton, this happy hunting sign, some more Halloweenish things. I don't know. It's just Halloween all year round at my house. So yeah, I was excited to pick that up. Nowhere has been having Halloween stuff, and it is August 19th and I've been seeing other people living in different states buying Halloween stuff as like early as like the last weekend of July. So if you live in Indiana, I know a lot of other Targets have a bunch of stuff out, but the ones that I've been to have only had actually women's pajamas. They had like a small little rack of like this one and some Harry Potter ones and like some really cool vintage two-piece sets that really were like retro Halloween, like 50s sort of feel, if that makes sense. Those are really cute too, but that's all I really saw in terms of Halloween stuff. They did have like a bunch of the back to school stuff and like the dollar spot stuff are like very low supplies on the shelves, so fingers crossed that means they're kind of rolling them out soon, because I cannot wait and I am impatient and I won't fall. So that's really it. I will have another check-in later on tonight. I am going to finish Mindhunter tonight and then hopefully pick up something else. We'll see. It's getting a little late, so who knows if I'll pick something else up, but Mindhunter is getting finished tonight. Okay, so it's late. I just got out of a bath. I finished Mindhunter. I don't know. I'm gonna sit on it, sleep on it. I haven't decided what I'm going to rate it yet. I'm feeling probably a 3 out of 5 stars, but I'll let you know tomorrow morning whenever I figure that out. I did go ahead and start my next book for the Newts, and that is, it's the very first prompt for the arithmancy prompt. And that is going to be Kingdom Come by Mark Waid and illustrated by Alex Ross. I'm only into like page 30 of this so far, but it's very dark, very brooding, very end of timesy at the beginning. I know my boyfriend says this is one of his favorite comic book stories. So I'm excited. Hopefully this will be better than Mindhunter, because that was a disappointment. That's really all I have for you guys. Just wanted to check in to say that I did finish Mindhunter, and that's all for me. I will check back in with you guys tomorrow. Good morning, guys. It is now Tuesday, the 20th of August. I went ahead and decided that I am giving Mindhunter a 3 out of 5 stars, just because while the parts I really didn't like, the parts that were actually talking about criminal profiling and behavioral science were amazing. So I just, you know, gave it 3 stars right in the middle. Probably won't pick up anything else. I think I saw in the back of the book that there's like 11 books by this guy. So yeah, I don't know, but I'm not gonna pick any more of them up. I did decide that I'm just going to be reading this at home. I haven't gotten that much further into it. I decided I'm going to be reading Kingdom Come at home just because it is a paperback and, you know, comics are expensive. So I don't want to take this to work with me. Just because I don't have any book sleeves or anything, and I really don't want to get this damaged. So this will probably be what I'm reading today at home. It is around, it's 9 o'clock right now, and I work at 3:30, so I do have a little bit of time in the morning to read, so I'll probably pick up this. I'm getting ready to go to the gym right now, but after that I'll definitely be listening to this or reading this. Sorry, I was just listening to a podcast while I was getting ready, so that's why listening is on the mind. And then for work, I'm going to be bringing Lock Every Door. So this would be the Exceeds Expectations for Arithmecy. So that's Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I don't know if you saw my TBR for the Newts Readathon, but I did mention when I was reading the synopsis of this that it really gave me like Rosemary's Baby vibes. And then when I opened this book up last night, the dedication is to Ira Levin, who wrote Rosemary's Baby, so that's kind of confirmed that this is, I would say, maybe an ode to it. So I'm very excited. I really love Rosemary's Baby. I think it is a horror classic, both in the book and in the movie, and so now that's really got me pumped to move this up a little bit and read this. I might check back in with you guys again before work, but if not, I'll check back in after, just because I am trying to see if I can actually do weekly vlogs, and partly why I usually tend to do weekend vlogs instead of weekly vlogs is that I tend to ramble. So I'm trying to keep this under an hour. So yeah, I will check back in with you guys later on today. Hey guys, it's Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Yes, it's Wednesday. I did not update you guys again last night because I just got home from work a little bit later than I thought. I actually drove one of my coworkers home, and she lives in like the opposite direction of me, but I mean, I wasn't gonna let her walk home at 10:30 at night in downtown Indy. That's insane. I got home really late last night, and then my boyfriend and I actually went to Burger King to get Impossible Whoppers. If this is your first video of mine, or if you didn't know, I am vegan, and I haven't been to Burger King in a really long time. So went out, supported that. If you are vegan, just make sure to order it with no mayo. Other than that, it's completely vegan, it's completely vegetarian, so if you are vegetarian, it does have mayo on it, just a heads up. Just like a little tangent before I get into reading stuff, it was wild to go through a Burger King drive-thru because I have been vegan or vegetarian for like 6-ish years now, and then I didn't really go to Burger King all too much before that, so it's always nice to have other options places. Am I going to be eating it on a regular basis? Probably not, because I mean, it's still fast food. Those fries were good though. But it is really nice. Like when I travel and when my family travels, we often go on road trips, and sometimes when you're driving through like the middle of nowhere, there's not a lot of options other than like a Burger King or like a Taco Bell or something, so it's nice to have those options. I then went into a food coma. We watched some Seth Meyers and then fell asleep, so I haven't really gotten too much into anything. I haven't read that all too much more since I last spoke to you. So on Kingdom Come, that's one of the books I'm working through. I'm on page 86 and I'm quite liking it so far. So this is set in a kind of dark timeline of like the Earth's future, I guess. It's kind of apocalyptic, it's very dark. The main superheroes that everyone thinks of, like Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman, have actually been retired for a while because there were no existential threats, and they also just kind of lost the faith, and they haven't really explained that, but I'm sure they're going to a little bit later, especially Superman kind of lost his faith in humanity. So in the meantime, they have not been in the picture. There have been a bunch of superhumans just kind of going rogue, battling it out on the streets, causing mayhem, and the Earth is not a very nice place to live. However, there is going to be a much bigger threat to the Earth, and so all of the original Justice League people, actually, I take that back. I don't know if it's going to be all of the Justice League people because this is in the future. So a lot of them are very old. Even Superman's graying a little bit. A lot of the big players are going to have to round up again together to defeat the greater evil. So I'm really enjoying it. I think the artwork is pretty cool. It's not my favorite art style of comic, I will say. However, I know Alex Ross is like a living legend, and it is really cool. It's very detailed. It's a very realistic art style, which is really neat. So really enjoying that. I'm gonna say I'm probably gonna finish this today. There's only like 212 pages in this, and I'm on page 86, so yeah, we're gonna finish this one today. And then yesterday, when I was on my lunch break at work, I started Lock Every Door by Riley Sager, and I am on page 40. and I'm really enjoying this one so far. It definitely has Rosemary's Baby vibes, definitely influenced by that, so it's like a creepy sort of occult-like place. What I really enjoy about this one is there's no beginning where everything is going great. From the very beginning, there's very weird vibes about the Bartholomew and about the place that Jules is moving into. So I enjoy that. This is gonna be fast-paced, I can tell. I would love to finish this today. I know the last book that I read, The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager, I finished that, I think, in a sitting. We'll see how far I get in this one as well. It is my day off, so I don't have that much to do. I did just film a video before starting this clip, so I'll probably edit that because I want that up tomorrow. And other than that, I really don't have that much on the docket, so yeah, I will check back in with you guys a little bit later on in the day, hopefully once I've finished one or maybe more than one book. Hello, it's a lot later than when I last updated. I ended up having a lot more fun of a day than I was originally thinking, and a lot more productive of a day as well. I got my car worked on, which was something that needed to be done. It wasn't anything major, just like a oil change and just a checkup, normal maintenance stuff like that. But while it was in the shop, me and my boyfriend ended up going to a bunch of different stores like in the area and actually shopping for, I don't know, a little bit of everything. We were looking for Halloween stuff and we went to At Home, Marshall's, and Home Goods, and we found some really good stuff there. I'm actually gonna film a haul next week because I got a lot of really cool things. And then we also got like some groceries and stuff that we needed as well. We were actually looking for like a garlic press and some other like home good items, which is why we went to those stores. But moving on to reading, I did get a lot of reading done today. I did end up finishing Kingdom Come by Mark Waid. This was the A level for Ancient Runes, and that was a friend's recommendation, and this is one of my boyfriend's favorite comic book stories, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. This is a very dark timeline about kind of the end of the world, and what happens when the old guard superheroes kind of give up on humanity a little bit and then kind of have to rekindle their own faith in humanity. Illustrated by Alex Ross, who's a really big name in comics. That's all I really have to say about it. The art style is not my favorite, but it is really cool. It's really realistic, and I thought it fit in with the grungy storytelling that this story required. So there's that. The next book that I've been working through is Lock Every Door, and this one is the E level for Arithmecy, and that is Read a Standalone, and this is a standalone. I am on page 116, and I'm really enjoying this so far. This book really hits the ground running. I think there's like maybe 20 pages. Yeah, there's like 25 pages of normal, not creepy stuff, and then it really hits you with all of the creepy sort of disappearings and weird things happening. So I'm excited to keep reading this one. I'm gonna take it to work with me tomorrow and keep reading, hopefully finish it tomorrow as well, because like I predicted, this is going to be a fast read. It's one I want to finish as soon as I can. I started 2 audiobooks today because of course I can't just read one book. That would be way too easy. So the first one that I started is Needful Things by Stephen King. And that one is for Defense Against the Dark Arts A level, and that's a book that's black under the dust jacket. I do have the physical copy of the book on my bookshelf over there, but I'm listening to it with an audiobook, and I'm actually listening to that one with my boyfriend because he's actually recently gotten into reading, which is exciting. So we're listening to that one together, and we are 3% of the way through. It's like a 24-hour audiobook, and we've listened to about 45 minutes. So yeah, we're gonna be listening to that one for a while. Not much to say about it because, again, only 3% through that one. And then the audiobook that I picked up at the gym and the one that I'm listening to independently of him, so probably I'll get through it a little bit faster. When the Sky Fell on Splendor by Emily Henry. In the audiobook, I'm like 13% of the way through this one. This one is about a group of friends who stumble upon what they believe is a UFO that landed in the middle of their town of Splendor, Ohio. And that's all I really know about it because, again, 13% of the way through. It's a pretty decent audiobook, so that's good. I actually picked up Strange the Dreamer as an audiobook, and I was originally going to listen to that, and no, I don't know what it is. I'm very picky about audiobook narrators, and I don't know if it's like it might be the writing style too, because it is a very descriptive writing style, and I find that those are harder for me to listen to. Laini Taylor has a very descriptive writing style, which I'm not sure for me would translate very well to audiobook. I wasn't really like focused on it, and I'm just gonna pick that up physically, so reading a lot of books. But I'm hoping to make some progress in this one. Probably tomorrow sometime, and yeah, that's about it. I'm trying to, as you can see, work my way through a backlog and recent book of the month picks because I'm trying to read pretty much all of the books that I've ever received from book of the month, because I would really like to catch up with that and be able to like receive my book of the month and read it during that month. So I'm trying to catch up. It's pretty late and I still have a couple things to do before I go to bed, namely edit a video and just kind of get ready for work tomorrow. So I will catch you guys in the next clip, and that's gonna be probably tomorrow after work because I am probably not gonna feel like filming bright and early before I go to work. Friday, August 23rd. I did not update at all yesterday. I had a day. Let's just say that. So I was supposed to go to work. I was supposed to be in at 8:45 to 9. I was supposed to open the store. Supposed to be, you know, just a regular opening shift. So I'm driving the way I normally am driving to get to work, and I am going to make it in plenty of time. I'm actually going to get there closer to 8:30 than 8:45. I like being early. And then there is traffic that just slows down to a standstill. I live near a big city, so, you know, this is kind of common in the morning. Sometimes there'll be like little fender benders or just, you know, the sheer amount of people trying to get into the city for work. So I'm waiting and traffic is not moving. And it's been about 10 minutes, so I plug into my phone to see if I need to take a different way to work, just in case it's something a little bit bigger than just the normal, you know, traffic. It suggests I take a different route, and it's on the Maps app. It has like the red bar instead of the yellow one, which is when you know it's not so good. So I am exactly a mile away from the next exit, so I'm like, that's fine, I'll take the next exit. I still know how to get to work that way, because I was originally supposed to take not that exit but 2 exits after it, so I was like, I'll just take that one, get to work, it'll be fine. I sat in the same exact spot for an hour. And then from that one single mile from where I was to get to any exit whatsoever was a mile, and that took me about 45 minutes. I had to call one of my other managers and explain the situation and have her come in a little bit early and open the store because I ended up not getting into work until 10:20. I left my house at 8. And it normally takes me 20 to 30 minutes to get to work. So that was an ordeal. Right, buddy? Never really figured out what it was. I hope everyone is okay, because obviously that is quite the crash to split everything up. And yeah, that was that was my morning. I really tried to stay calm because, I mean, what are you gonna do? You're stuck in a car. There's not a lot you can do except for sit and wait it out. So I was just listening to podcasts. I told myself it was okay. Someone was getting into work. It didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. I had podcasts, so I got to listen to more of the podcast than I initially had planned that day, just so I wouldn't lose my mind. And then work was just work. It just started off on the wrong foot because of that, and it was just like an odd day. So when I got home, I just didn't really feel like actually filming or doing anything. I just really wanted to relax and just hang out and just take some time for me. I did get some reading done, but yeah, that's why there was no update yesterday. Hoping that today is a little bit better. So updating you on what I'm reading. I read the most of the audiobook, When the Sky Fell on Splendor. And there it is right there for you. I am 84% of the way through it. It's okay. I think it's gonna be like a 3, depending on how it ends, a 3 or 3.5 stars. It's very good. A lot of the characters are kind of unlikable. So, I mean, but it is good though. It's an entertaining story. It's a classic alien story. So that's good. And then the next book that I'm reading physically is Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I am on page 228 of this one. Out of page 368. So I'm hoping to finish this one tonight. I'm taking it to work with me so I can read some during my lunch break. This is not as paranormal as I was hoping it was, at least I've read this chunk of it. At least this part hasn't been really paranormal at all. I was hoping like the Bartholomew, especially since it was influenced heavily by Rosemary's Baby and that's a paranormal story, I was hoping this might be as well. I don't know if it's just because I read too much horror overall, but especially as like the main character Jules is looking into the Bartholomew's history and like reading all the horrible things that happened. As I was reading it, I was like, yeah, that's just like a normal building history. That's not scary. That doesn't mean that there's something bad going on here. So I don't know. I mean, it's good, but I wish I kind of would have gone into it more blind. I wish I wouldn't have read like the Dusk Jacket at all. So that's on me. This is really good. I just have to kind of switch my understanding from this being a potentially horror paranormal thriller to just a straightforward crime thriller, which is what it's looking like right now. I mean, could be wrong. It could totally switch up and have like a twist ending at the end that makes everything different. I don't think it is though, but it is a really good read. So I don't want that to sound negative. It just wasn't what I thought going in, but it is still really good. So I'm looking forward to reading that. I do actually have to get ready to go to work now because I have to leave in about 10-ish minutes, but I just thought I'd give you a quick little update since I didn't update you on anything yesterday. I really got to start going through these books, so I'm trying to finish both of these books today and then start on another one. I'm hoping to start at least another book tonight because I have about a week left of the Newts and lots of heavy books to read. So yeah, wish me luck. I'm gonna go to work now and hopefully I will check back in with you guys after work for sure, but hopefully after finishing 1 or maybe 2 of these books, probably 1, but we'll see. So first of all, I'm back from work and you just saw me finish Lock Every Door. I did actually also finish When the Sky Fell on Splendor, so that's 2 for 2 books down today. I am really proud of that. So When the Sky Fell on Splendor, I ended up giving that 2 out of 5 stars, which kind of sucked because I was really looking forward to it. It was a solid 3-star book up until the very last hour of the audiobook. And then there was a twist ending, which is fine. I, enjoy twist endings. I feel like everyone does occasionally. But this twist changed the entire essence of the story. From what it was marketed as and what it was supposed to be to something completely different. As soon as they like dropped what the twist was at the end of one of the last chapters, I understood it because there's like a secondary, I would say a secondary kind of plot line going on, and I didn't really understand the purpose for that second plot line until that moment, and then I kind of realized what it was, and it really didn't work for me. I know that I am in the minority on this opinion. Looking at Goodreads, it does seem that a lot of people actually really like the twist ending, and that's what kind of saved the book for them. However, I just gave it 2 stars. I don't think that's a horrible rating, because I know on Goodreads, like 2 stars, it says like, I think it says like, I liked this book or whatever for 2 stars. Like that's what 2 stars means. So it's not horrible, and again, it was a full 3 stars, like a high 3 stars, until the ending, and I was rolling my eyes, and I feel like if it would have been that ending in a different beginning of the book, then I would have really enjoyed it and it would have been impactful, but just the fact that the ending kind of made the rest of the book worthless to me, if that makes sense. And there are like some things that I just really don't get, but I'm not gonna spoil it. 2 stars, it was a swing and a miss for me. But Lock Every Door was really good. Once I got past realizing that this was just gonna be like a crime thriller and not like a paranormal sort of thing. Again, I don't know why I was assuming it was paranormal. I think just because I saw Rosemary's Baby and then kind of read the synopsis and it reminded me of Rosemary's Baby, and because it was dedicated to Ira Levin, I just kind of assumed, which is stupid because I mean, Riley Sager's other 2 books have just been standard thrillers, and they haven't been paranormal, so that's fine. I got over that. And it was really good. I am debating what to give this book because honestly, I did see what was coming. I don't know. Because there is a twist in this, and I did get kind of most of it, and I didn't get, I guess, the second twist. You know how sometimes there aren't, like there's a twist, but that's only half of it, and then there's another one. I got the first one, and I feel like it really leads you in that direction, especially if you do come from the knowledge of what this book is an ode to. I think it's really easy to guess what it is, even if you haven't read it. Rosemary's Baby is what I'm talking about. But then other twists came, and it was still kind of predictable, like it wasn't out of left field, but in like a nice way. And again, maybe that's me coming from a book that had an out of nowhere twist and I hated it, but it was really nice to just kind of read a book that had a twist. It wasn't the most outrageous twist, I don't think. I don't know, I really liked it. It was solid. I think I'm gonna go with a 4 out of 5 stars, a very high 4 out of 5 stars, just because, yeah, it was good. So it wasn't really scary at all, but I really enjoyed it. The characters were good for the most part, and yeah, it was a really solid thriller, and I would definitely reread this again. So I think that is kind of the benchmark for me between like a 3-star and a 4-star thriller. This is really good, and I'm happy, and I'm probably not going to do any more reading tonight because I finished 2 books today, and that's a lot. So I think that's gonna be it for this update. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, so it is Saturday night, and I am living at large with my best friend. Not really doing anything tonight, just relaxing. Haven't really done much today. I worked, and then I came home, and then I worked out, and kind of dicked around on my phone, and now it's almost 9. And I still haven't made dinner, so I feel like it's going to be a late night. I haven't really read at all today. That's a little bit of a lie, I guess. I did start a new audiobook, and that is Strange Weather by Joe Hill. This is a short story collection. There are 4 short novels in here, and I am on the first one. Did I already say that I was listening to this via audiobook? Because I am. And I'm about on page 20. This one I'm gonna be going back and forth between reading physically and reading via audiobook. I actually found out when I was reading When the Sky Fell on Splendor that I actually read physically faster than I listen to it via audio. So all this time I thought that it was faster to listen via audio. It's just faster for me to read. And I listen to books on 1.5 speed just because I don't think, at least for me, anything higher than that, I don't really comprehend it as well. And apparently I read mentally faster than I listen to someone else giving the information, and that makes sense because I'm way more of a visual learner overall than an auditory learner. So I'm just gonna be reading this tonight. I probably won't be reading too much of it though, because I do have a floor set tomorrow, and I'll probably listen to a lot of it there. This is, I think, either 11 or 14 hours of audiobook, and the floor set's gonna be at least 5, so that'll be a good chunk of it down. So I don't want to listen to all of it, because I do want to save some for tomorrow, because it is the, I think, only audiobook that I have left for the Newts Readathon. So gotta hold this. We'll see how I'm feeling. I'm just kind of feeling very drained after this week, so I don't actually know how much reading I'm going to do. I really want to veg out and just kind of watch YouTube, catch up on that. I think I have like over 200 videos in my watch later. So I'll probably do some of that. I've been really into podcasts too. But if I find that I am in the mood to read, and I'm not like in the mood to read Strange Weather, I will be picking up Prairie of the Orange Tree. I started this last month, and I'm on page like 500, and there's 800 pages. And I'm taking it very, very slowly because I'm absolutely loving it. I think that once I finish it, this really is going to be the best book I read this month and last month probably. And it's definitely up in the air for like best books that I've read this year. So I'm very much savoring this one, because this is a one-shot fantasy, and I guess a standalone fantasy, and I just really want to savor my first time reading this one. I am feeling very melancholy today. I am not gonna lie, I'm just not having the best time of things. I had to work this weekend, and so my boyfriend went home, and his hometown is my hometown too, and so he's, you know, actually hanging out with my family a little bit this weekend, and it just kind of makes me like extra homesick, because I do miss my family. I don't live with them, and I don't get to see them as much as I'd like. So obviously I miss them, but then the added layer on top of that is that I am not seeing my boyfriend, who I live with, for like a weekend, which I know, first world problems, but like when those are combined together, when they're actually hanging out without me, kind of sucks, not gonna lie. I'm kind of trying to pull myself out of that. I'm planning on staying up for a little bit just because I don't really have anything to do. I have a late night tomorrow, so staying up late. So yeah, that's about it. I'll check back in with you guys a little bit later, cue some montage footage. Hey guys, coming at you live from my bed. I am not feeling too hot today, but for a completely different reason. Mental health, great. It's the first day of my period, so I'm just cramping really bad, and yeah, all I want to do is lay in bed. So we'll see how much reading I get done. I just literally have a hot pack on, and have just taken so much ibuprofen already, and yeah, that's yep. That's gonna be pretty much what I'm gonna be doing this afternoon. Last night I didn't actually end up reading anymore, even though I said I was going to, because I started feeling like a little bit sick, a little bit queasy, because, you know, the pre-cramps had started. But I did finish Snot Girl Volume 2, California Screaming. I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars. I gave the first volume 3 out of 5 stars, and there are a lot of aspects that I really enjoy about the series. There are like some darker parts that I'd like to see more about, but it's very hard to follow. It's very disconnected and choppy. It's not claustrophobic. What's the word for it? It's just very disjointed, and you kind of feel like whiplash because you're getting just thrown around. So I'm probably not going to be continuing on with the series. The artwork is gorgeous. I did enjoy the first installation. I thought it was solid. My bullet journal's across the room and I don't feel like picking it up. I believe that fulfilled my requirements for Transfiguration E level. At least I did something. So I don't know. I will update you again later, because this is not going to be the last clip of the vlog, because I just feel terrible. Hopefully I'm feeling a little bit better and more ibuprofen has kicked in. Yeah, okay, so I'm better. I mean, I'm still cramping. I definitely feel a lot better than I did this morning, but I'm going to work and then I'll get home from work probably after midnight. I'm actually going to close out the vlog here. I didn't get that much reading done since I last checked in. I'm halfway through the first short story in Strange Weather by Joe Hill, and then I did read about like 50 more pages of Priory of the Orange Tree, so I'm almost to like page 600 on that, and then I'll be in the home stretch. So I'm planning on finishing both of those. I might be able to finish Strange Weather tonight, just depending on what I decide to listen to, because usually like I'll go back and forth between like an audiobook and a podcast just to keep things fresh, and so I don't get bored of anything because I'm listening to something for like 6 hours at a time. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of this vlog. I'm gonna insert some footage right here of all of the different reading challenges that I completed this week. So in terms of the Newts Readathon, I started out this week, I hadn't read any of these this week, and I did knock some Newts out of the way this week. So I read Kingdom Come by Mark Waid. That was a 4 stars. Mindhunter was a 3 stars, so I'm almost done with the Ancient Runes Newt. I might be able to finish it tonight. I read Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. That was a 4 stars. When the Sky Fell on Splendor by Emily Henry, that was a 2 stars. Whoops, I'm getting a lot of like very good or very not so good books this week. And then for Transfiguration, I did Snot Girl Volume 1, but like I mentioned before, that wasn't the best rep, so I'm going to be squeezing Priory of the Orange Tree to count for that rep as well. So I'm like halfway done with this one because I want to read both of them. And I also read Snot Girl Volume 2. Snot Girl Volume 1, I gave a 3 out of 5 stars, and then Volume 2, a 2 out of 5 stars. I just don't think I'm continuing with it. But that's the overview. I got a lot done. I still have to read a lot this upcoming week to finish. It's the last week of the Newts, and I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books I'd like to finish. We'll see about that one for sure. I only need to finish like the required Newts. I only need to finish 1, 2, 3, 4 more books, so that's doable. I would like just to check off all the boxes because it would just look nice to have it all completed. But that's gonna be the end of this vlog. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, subscribe for more content from me. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!